What is good, y'all? Back here with another video. We got some Undisputed. We're gonna see what they have to say about Aaron Rodgers. We just reacted to what First Take and Shannon Sharp of Stephen A had to say about it, and now we're gonna react to what Undisputed had to say. Man, let's go ahead and check some of this segment out. I want to see them talk about the game a little bit too, like in general.
To what you saw,
but obviously, we're gonna talk about Aaron Rodgers mostly.
Devastated.
See what they have to say. Obviously, not gonna solve this.
For my good friend Robert Sala for the
and also, I'm gonna
team.
peep this segment right after a little bit of it. They have to say about because I saw LeBron and then LeBron trying to get people to join Team USA next year.
It takes such a long time, not only to heal, but mentally. It's such a journey. It's such an up and down roller coaster of emotions every day because you don't feel like you have any strength in that leg. You feel kind of numbness from the calf down. And you just got to keep trusting the process, keep believing, keep trusting the process. But it takes at least 6 months before you feel anything close to normal. And for him to play the quarterback position, I mean, he's 38 years old, 39 years old. You know, it's going to be a long road for him to come back. So you just hate to see it. You know, you hate to see all this build up, the hard knocks, everything he's done, all the hype around the team, the defense. And for him to only play 90 seconds, 4 plays, it was heartbreaking.
Yeah, it was the moment it happened, you said, damn. Yeah, I've never had an Achilles injury, but I knew it was something serious. I didn't know if it was an ACL, a broken ankle, something that I've had before. Hey, look, you could just tell once he stood up and then he laid back down on his back, you're like, oh, yeah, you can't put any weight on that situation. I went through something similar as a player in 1999 when we're coming off AFC Championship game in 98, first game of the year. We're favored, as you remember, as the top dogs going. It's similar to the Jet situation where we are favored by many people to go to the Super Bowl and win it. Vinny Testaverde was our quarterback. He goes down the first game, pops his Achilles against the New England Patriots, and I can only imagine what the teammates was saying because I know what we said and how I felt as a player looking at this situation. My dreams just went out the window as a Super Bowl because we're now turning to the backup quarterbacks in this situation. In my press conference,
hopefully Zach Wilson can do his thing.
Like, ooh, you see that press conference?
I really
and listen to it because we got it right now. You would think, as I look back and reflected, I was really crazy. I was really crazy. But we lost our star quarterback due to Achilles, and my reaction after the game was something special. Run that tape for me. That's how visibly upset.
Damn, they cut that
young man there.
I was young. But that's that visibly upset that you realize that your star quarterback and all the hard work that you put in and everything that you did in the training camp probably just came to a screeching halt. That just, it was, man, it was just, you know, I get chills thinking about it because we were favored to win it all.
It's always the peaks in the valleys. I always say, you know, the team that gets to a Super Bowl are the teams that can handle the valleys because the valleys are the times that teams come apart. You know, and last night I even tweeted this: the peaks in the valleys.
Yeah,
Wilson brought, you know, the run out on September 11th. You got 2 teams from New York playing in New York. That was an incredible scene. Aaron Rodgers with the flag, and those lights were out. That was an incredible scene to start that way, and then just 4 plays in to go through, seeing Aaron Rodgers on the ground. Wow, let me, I never had an Achilles while I was playing. Certainly had one after I retired, but just the hopes of your team, everybody, the hopes of that whole city, it was so high. And then the game goes on, and you see this great play, and now you're like, oh, we still gonna win this game. But every moment I'm thinking, the Jets still gonna win this game. I keep thinking, wow, what would they look like with Aaron Rodgers? If this defense right here played with Aaron Rodgers, it was incredible to watch, man. It was incredibly sad and incredibly thrilling to watch them then overcome all of that and still beat a Buffalo Bills team that everybody else has in the playoffs except me.
So to me, in my career of watching and studying the game you guys played, I cannot remember, all respect to your 99 team, a team that was more hyped. You can argue overhyped than this team, and it had a whole lot to do with hard knocks. And I kept saying the hard knocks are about to start for real in this game, and unfortunately they started for all too real on the 4th play of the game. But I want to remind you, Aaron Rodgers has been pretty durable in his career. He went into that game last night having been sacked 530 times in his career. That's the most of any quarterback since he entered the league. Think about that. No quarterback has ever gone down more times and stood up more times and lived to fight another play than this guy. 11 times he played every game for the whole season. So that's almost Jordan-esque to me. You played a lot of high-level football and took a lot of pounding and lived to tell and to survive and thrive. And yet, here you come out and as Richard said, I hate the Achilles. It's the most mysterious injury in all the sports. It's the most debilitating injury by far because it's just hard to come back from it. And it usually happens when you're standalone running free. It's usually a non-contact. Richard, how'd you do yours real quick? Do you remember where you just running? Non-contact.
I pushed off.
Right.
Yeah. Usually, Dan Marino had one, Randall Cunningham had one, back to my Chicago days, Jim Miller had one. Usually you're just like rolling out of the pocket and you push, you plant and push, just not hard, just push off a little bit, and all of a sudden, it's like somebody shot you in the calf. And you look down and you're like, what happened to my leg? My leg won't work anymore because it's a major tendon.
Damn, man.
Once it goes, it's going to be a long, hard rehab.
Man.
But this was unusual to me, a la J.K. Dobbins the day before.
Oh, my
because
gosh.
usually it doesn't happen when you get trapped with your legs underneath you. When that happens, it's usually your ACL or you break your ankle.
Yeah.
Okay? So he gets
All right, man. I don't
trapped.
even want to hear about it. Let's see if they said anything about the game. Biggest takeaway from the Jets win. Different.
Harris, he is in 99, 2000.
I'm going to talk about this. Hall is a different. That's a different dude. Hall is to come back and run like he ran last night off of an injury. That's a different dude.
He would have scored that touchdown.
That's what I'm saying. If
Garrett Wilson do the damn
if he wasn't doing all this here, he's throwing his hand up somebody. But listen, my point to you is,
I thought he just ran out of
they were hyped a lot, but with that run game, with
Zach Wilson was able to beat the Buffalo Bills. And this Buffalo Bills team, if Josh Allen continues to throw those interceptions on deep balls where he's saying, hey, I'm better than you,
people starting to see the real Josh Allen, which what I've been said. Not playing with me.
Than you and throwing into double coverage, they're going to continue to struggle. But the Jets are who you thought they were. They're great in the secondary. Jordan.
Let you knock it off the tee. You give all the credit to the defense, and there's no question about it, because they forced him into certain situations. And one thing for sure is Josh Allen's been somewhat of what I like to call propped up in a lot of yeast on his ability of who he is.
Agreed.
He's been a good quarterback in the National Football League. They went out and got Stephon Diggs. He turned into something different once he got one of those alpha wide receivers. But he misses Brian Daboll 100%. 100% he does. A lot of people don't realize that when you have a coordinator that you are comfortable with, and I know this is his second year working with Ken Dorsey, but when you have someone that's been with you, that has taught you, and that voice is in your ear calling certain plays, and they know what you like, you become something different. When they take that away from you, now all of a sudden you get into bad habits. You get into bad things, and this is Josh Allen. He's a turnover machine. He is not as propped up as most people want him to be. Okay, he was on the front cover of EA Sports this year, which says
or missing, or he and Diggs not quite on the same page, or they kind of at each other. I don't know. It never feel. Last night he looked lost.
I don't know.
By the way, I cannot remember a game that should have been closed by a quarterback like that one last night. That wasn't. He was the reason. He owned it after the game. He said, I was the reason, because he was.
It's in front of your face. Mike, how could you not own it?
He didn't say he didn't just own it. He said I was the reason.
Yeah.
Again.
Okay.
Again. Now,
Again.
I appreciate you stepping up here and
again. Oh my.
That you were the reason. Again. But now, I'm going to tell you guys something, because I'm the 15th of 17 kids, right? 15, 17. I remember I got my first bicycle. What are you talking about, G? I got my first bicycle.
Yes,
I got my first bicycle. It was the bicycle that my cousin John Jr. had down the street for 5 years. But it was a different color bicycle. I thought it was his bicycle, and they were just giving me his bicycle, but they had painted it. But John's bike had some rust in this one spot. And they just go quietly and say,
all right, bro. That's all I got to hear about it. We watched First Take on it too, so let's go ahead and real quick see what they got to say about this.
This is LeBron to the rescue. Our guys just finished
Rodgers,
in the FIBA World Championships, and reportedly, LeBron James is now leading the charge to recruit several American superstars to join Team USA for the Paris Olympics next summer. Reportedly interested are Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Jason Tatum, Devin Booker, Chris Paul, to name only a few. And reportedly, Team USA is recruiting Joel Embiid, now an American
That's bullshit.
Citizen. Richard Sherman, your reaction?
Well, I mean, finally, I mean, this is the right decision because with the guys we sent out there to the World Championships this year,
man,
there were some guys that weren't even 82-game starters on that team and starting for the USA. Austin Reeves, as great as he's been and great as he was in the playoffs for the Lakers, he didn't start every game for the Lakers. Josh Hart didn't start every game for the Knicks. And these were the guys that we sent to the Worlds and said, hey, this is it. This is the best we got to offer. While the best we had to offer were on vacations in various places.
They got to get Kareem Hunt, bro.
Finally hearing all the chaos and all the headlines about the USA, and it's not the world champions if you win the NBA championship. And so they're like, hey, we've won the last 4 Olympics. We'll bring our best just to show y'all and beat everybody by 30 and quiet this down.
And for me, this thing is, it's sometimes you can have a conversation with people and we can be saying the same thing, but we're missing each other. Key, you and I, me and my wife, we could be saying we love each other. And my dad loved me. He was standoffish. He's firm. Her dad loved her. Can't keep sending over the same guys all the time. But I want the best to go. Speaking about the best, Skip, I got to turn to you on this because it says right here, the 3-time Olympian and 2-time gold medalist LeBron James has spoken to Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, Jason Tatum, Draymond Green, all about coming over here to let's make sure we put our stamp back on who's the best in the world. Now, I thought about this. I said, man, you think Jordan would have made all them phone calls?
No,
Jordan wouldn't have made all them phone calls.
Well, he just gone by himself. He just said, I got
it. He would have won it by himself. He would have.
You would have.
And Michael Bird and Magic said we're going to, but then Zeke would have been waiting by the phone.
He wouldn't have gotten the call.
And he never would have got that phone call. LeBron would have called Isaiah Thomas.
He would have.
But Jordan ain't going to call him.
Well, that's a different conversation. That's a different, that part is different.
Yeah.
That's personal.
But that's my point. Let me tell you what's
personal in terms of pettiness of what went on in their careers. That's personal.
But it's competitive. Somebody beat
and I'm sure there's a couple people in the NBA that LeBron would not pick up the phone for. That's good. That's good. That's not in his crew.
I don't know
no, man, you got to be fair. Come on.
I'm being fair. I don't think LeBron carries that kind of torch where any kind of thing you pull against him that he's going to carry it forever.
Oh, yes, he will. No, you just won't know. You don't know. It's quiet. He ain't out front with his.
All right, man. Let me know your thoughts on it. Make sure to like, subscribe. I appreciate y'all.